describe my class from each one of those students that's had me before. Buddy, I'm confident. I don't need smokestacks on my truck. I'm confident. Helpful? Awesome, really? Wow. Helpful? Come on. There's 4 or 5 people in here that's had me before. One word. Hey, Miss Lane. Oh, I'm sorry. I already said Miss Lane. Great. Communicative, whatever. What else? Fair. Okay, I don't see anything like trick students, unfair. I don't see anything like that. So, how many of you have spoken to somebody that has had me before? Anybody? Anybody?
Me, my roommate, he had you.
I'm sorry, what?
My roommate Noah, he had you, and he said you was pretty good, and so far it's working like it.
Well, good. How about rate my professor? How many of you went to rate my professor? One word. Type it in to describe what you found on rate my professor, because I'm scared to look at it. One word. Anybody?
Oh,
come on, just type it in, because y'all don't communicate. Y'all are the Tide Pods generation. Y'all don't communicate.
but they're so good.
Yeah. Snorting condoms and eating Tide Pods. Y'all are a brilliant group. Let me tell you.
You read me
Not
like
y'all in here. I'm talking about generation. Okay. Now, let me ask you whatever. Okay, I don't see anybody saying that I'm unfair, so I'm trying to talk to those students, those Hemi students. You know who the Hemi students are, right? The students that run around confused and in a panic all the time. Okay? I'm not that person. So if you're that person, if you're a Hemi student, I want you to go ahead and drop my class, all right? Because you're just going to make it rough for everybody, okay? You're the person, what's that? When's that? When's that? When's this due? When's this due? When's this due? When's test due? What's test going to cover? Okay? No, we don't. I'm on meds, and if you need meds, you need to get them, okay? Because I'm not going to put up with that. That's one thing I can't stand, okay? Because you make the whole class uncomfortable when you do all that crap. All right, so as you can see, I've got plenty of people over here that says, great, I communicate, I'm fair. That spicy goes with the Tide Pods. I didn't. I'm looking for others. Well, it keeps going up. I can't keep it down. I have 2 different ratings of 4.7 and 4.8. McClure. My name is not McClure. My name is McClure. Okay, there's a difference. Some of my kinfolk from distance, they're up north. They use that MCLURE. Okay, let's see how many are in here now. Okay, 23. That's close enough for government work. So we'll go ahead and get started. And I want to go ahead and call the roll. And after I call the roll, I'm going to present the screen, and we'll go from there. Okay? So I'm going to call the roll, and I do this because I have to, because Tri-County Brick Phone College, they like for us to take roll, and they tell us that we have to take roll. And of course, they log us out every 5 minutes, and every time they log us out, we can't take the roll. So I'm going to have to go to Mozilla Firefox because I've got all my other stuff pulled up, and I'll have to pull it up through Mozilla Firefox. You have to do all this stuff because Tri-County is cutting edge, let me tell you. Sorry, I'm venting a little bit. So I'm pulling up the attendance sheet again. I just took attendance in the last class, but since the last class, they logged me out. And like I said, they won't let me log back in. I have to get out of Google altogether before I can log back in. So I'm not going to shut out my other applications. So you just have to bear with me a minute. How's your other classes going? You had any other virtual classes?
Just tech and society, but I just started that today.
I hope you have a good teacher because we've got some brick phone teachers, let me tell you. We've got some still trying to use the blackboard on virtual classes.
This is the only virtual class.
What'd you say?
This is the only virtual class I'm taking.
This is the only virtual you have? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I was doing this 3 years ago.
Really?
Some of y'all might have had me in Polycom class. I believe some of y'all had me in that Polycom, the 111 and the 110. Okay, here is the attendance sheet. And I'm just going to go down the list on the enrollment over here. Okay, Adamson, Alston, Bickett. Addison, Alston, Bickett. Bridges, Cronin, Diaz. Bridges, Cronin, Diaz. Brown is not here. Diaz. Gonzalez, Hightower, Hull. Gonzalez, Hightower, Hull. Let me move this up. Jones, Lang, Martinez. Jones, Lang, Martinez. Where'd Miss Lithingsome go? Well, she was here. She must have got kicked out again. Martinez, Nicolini, Payella, Parrish is here. Let's go down to Perry. Perry's here. Poteet. Did I say that correctly? Poteet?
You did.
What origin is that?
French.
Parlez-vous français? Je m'appelle Hubert. Dang old. I'm a Renaissance man. All right. Poteet. Qualls is here. Rozoska. That sounds like a good Greek name. Is that Greek?
It's Polish. It's Polish.
Polish. Okay.
Yes.
I'm learning. Okay, Smith and Smith. You know, I think I've got Smith and Smith in every single one of my classes. I've got 2 Smiths in every single class, which is nothing unusual. Smith and Smith. Sullivan here. Tomlin here. Viana and Williams. So it looks like I've got everybody except for one person. Miss Brown, I think that's the only one, so I don't have to take roll today because I've got everybody. Okay, so that's done. All right, let's start off today with talking about the 2 first days. How many of you have watched the first and second day video for this class last semester or last summer? Okay, Mr. Nicolini raised his hand, but anybody want to raise their virtual hand? If you don't know where your virtual hand is, it's in the top row. The little smiley face and the virtual hand. Raise your virtual hand if you've watched the first and second day video from last summer. Anybody?
Can we still raise it if we watched a little bit of the first
No,
one?
I'd like to know if you watched all of it.
Oh, well, I'll lower my hand then.
Where can we find that?
I don't know. If you got your handout that says YouTube and Teams?
It's in Teams.
No, there's a handout that I passed out that says YouTube and Teams. And that's where you go. I'll pull it up right quick. Let me present the screen. Make sure y'all can see my screen. Please tell me if you can see it. It should be coming through right about now.
We can see it.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lang. Communication is a great thing. Okay, let's go to our handy dandy YouTube. And it does say this in your handout. Go to YouTube, pull up Hubert McClure at the search bar. And I guess that's it right there. Click on the purple, not purple, pink. I don't know why is this taking so long? Damn Russians. Hold on a minute. Whenever something don't go your way in real life, you blame the Russians. Well, it's coming up eventually. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's taking so long. Wasn't this way in the last class. Let me go back to Google. There it is. Pull up Hubert McClure. Click on the pink shirt. Click on playlist. And I taught this last summer, so you're looking for 2020 or 2019, 30. 2019, 30. It should be somewhere down here. Be Math 140. Where's Math 140? There it is. Hit View Full Playlist. And there's the first day of class. Now, during the summer, I get everything the first day. I get everything into one class because it's like 2 hours or close to 2 hours. So there it is, first day. And it goes through everything. Here's the review. Start the review, functions and difference quotient. Goes through all that. You can go ahead and get started watching if you want to. This is not to substitute for me, okay? This, I will start a new set of recordings based on your class. This is the first day, and I will post it. For those that miss class, you go to that one, okay? Because I will post it every afternoon. Miss Martinez is having fun, and she's not including us. That's all right, Miss Martinez. I'm glad you're laughing. But anyway, the whole point is you have two recordings. You've got the recordings from last summer, and you've got recordings that I post every day. The ones that I post every day are for those people that miss class. The ones that I have posted for last summer is for you to either want to go ahead or if you want some extra help and go over problems that I went over last summer. It's whatever you want to do. Capiche? Okay, so that's how you get to the YouTube, and that's what it has in that YouTube. And for those of you that said that say you didn't get your email, which is bullcrap because I did send it to all y'all, you can go to your handy dandy post page, which right now had disappeared. Hold on just a second. Where did it go? Okay, I don't know where my post page went. Give me a second to find it. Okay, my post page just disappeared. And I don't know where it went. I've never seen it disappear before. Well, I don't want that either. Well, I've just lost my post page. And some of y'all are going, what is he talking about? Well, with Teams, there's a post page and there's a there's a white page and a black page. This is the black page. Black page is the virtual classroom. Okay? And then there's the white page, that's the post page, where you can post stuff. And it just disappeared. And I was going to show you something. Give me a second. Hold on a second. There it is. I've got it pulled up. Okay, here is the post page. And here is y'all's post page right here. It's under Math 140. Y'all see the post page? Everybody see it? All right, right here under files, there is the files that I've sent you through email. So you can't use that deadhead excuse that people used to use back in 2003. Oh, I didn't get my email. No, you can't use that anymore. There they are. I got 2 more to add. I'm fixing to send those to you right now in the chat. And I need you to tell me if you receive it okay. The first one is called Locator Card. And I'm going to send it to you right now. I'll tell you when I'm sending it to somebody. Now it's saying something's wrong. Okay, there's something going on with Teams today. I don't know what's going on, but I sent everything. The last class, I sent 2 or 3 things, and everything was, there we go. It's loading, and I'm sending it right now. Somebody tell me that you got it. It'll be in the chat, or it'll be on that posted page. Somebody look for it and tell me, huh?
It's there.
I see it.
Okay, I'm going to send another one. The next one's called, I want you to open this one, and I want you to turn to page 2. And hold on, it's loading. And it's 3 pages, so it takes a second. I forgot to send these in the email. Now, some of you that added like the last day or 2, you got this handout, but I forgot to send it. This one's called Summer. I want you to pull that page up and look at page 2. So go ahead and look that page up and turn to page 2. And I want you to look for the last day of session A. Can somebody read to me the last day of session A?
July 26th.
Last day of class is July 26th. And final exam, that's on Friday. And final exam is that next Monday and Tuesday, which is what? Somebody 29th and 30th? Somebody help me out.
July 28th and July 30th.
28th through the 30th.
Wednesday and
which
Friday.
I think is Monday and Tuesday. So I'll
Says
give
on-
you that weekend to do your final exam along with that Monday or Tuesday. Now you need to write those down because that is very important. And if you ask me that from here on out, I'm going to tell you I have no idea because I've already given it to you. Another thing, I don't repeat myself. Now with math I do, but with logistics and stuff that I give you on handouts and videos, like the first and second day, or in this case, the first day, don't come up to me and ask me, when do we go over the test? Okay, that's in the second day video. I'm not going to answer that because I've already answered it. Okay. Now, all these students that have had me before, they will tell you that I'm fair. They will tell you that I try to have a comfortable learning environment. But I'm going to tell you right now, you could do a whole lot worse. We've got a couple of math teachers. They start with 30 and they end with 4. 4. They start with 30 and end with 4. So if you communicate in here and you watch the videos or come to class, watch the videos, communicate, do the homework, send me questions, we're going to be all right. But if you try to do the lone wolf thing, where you sit in your little corner of your house and you don't communicate with me, you don't come to class, then don't cry when you got a 57 because you didn't do 2 tests that I broke off from the unit. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the test right now so you can see what we're heading toward. Pull up my Math 140. Really? And pull up your, you can't see them because I haven't assigned them yet, but I want you to see them. Assignment manager. There's your test right there. You have a review test. You have a Unit 1 test, a limit test. You have a Unit 1 test, a Chapter 5 test, and a final exam. So you got 4 tests. You got 4 tests and final exam. So they will come up and they will show up when they are due. They will open up on one day and they'll close on 2 or 3. I usually give y'all 4 days, usually during the summer. And we go over that the second day of class video. You go to the assignments. You should be able to get into your assignments right now. Go to assignments, that's your homework. There they are. Go to your handout. Let me pull up the handout. Here is your handout right there. It's called the outline. If you've got that, get it out right now. Because this is the most important page that you have in this class, right here. This is it. And if you notice, the homework is in sync with the outline. That's it. Pretty much self-explanatory. Now, we have 4. Okay, we're going to do some math now. We have 4 tests. In 10 weeks. So if we use a little bit of math, 4 will go into 10 2 times. So what does this 2.5 mean? What does that mean?
We'll have a test every 2.5 weeks.
We're going to try to. Now, I'm not going to tell you anything that's fantasy, okay? Taking calculus in the summer, you're going to have to work. Now, it takes 2 to tango. I will be glad to teach all of this material as fast as I need to, but I need the class to tell me what to go over. How do you do that? With questions sent in from the homework. If you haven't watched the second day video, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay? So this right here is going to be dependent upon you as students, because I could teach 1 chapter in one class period. Okay? Hey, Miss Gonzalez, you just popped in. I don't know why you popped in, but hello. See, I got this right here. And sometimes y'all pop in, and some of y'all are down here. But Miss Gonzalez just popped in. I don't know why. She might have turned on her. Did you turn on your camera, Miss Gonzalez, or something?
No, it's been on.
Oh, well, evidently, divine intervention. Now, see there? Now, Mr. Austin just popped in. How's it going, Mr. Austin?
Good. How are you, sir?
All right. Any questions so far? Does anybody have any questions they want to ask right now before we go into the handouts? Anybody got anything that's pressing, like, I wonder if he's going to go over this, or?
Is there going to be
Y'all
a
are kidding me.
tab Is there going to be a My Labs tab somewhere so we can access My Labs?
Yes, when you go to Blackboard, it should be there.
It's not
Now,
there.
I do not use Blackboard, so don't get it in your head that all my stuff's on Blackboard. It's not. Let me go and show you where it is. Hold on. So click on the Blackboard. And after you click on the Blackboard, you pick your course out. Y'all are Math 140. Summer. I'm trying to find y'all. There it is. And look down at the bottom down here. Right there. Click on My Labs Math. Click on it a couple of more times, and it'll take you to it. Does that help you, Ms. Gonzalez? Now, let me go ahead and tell you something else. For some reason, Tri-County Tech wants y'all to do everything in Blackboard. Can somebody tell me that's been at Tri-County Tech before, what does Blackboard do very well?
Crash.
It crashes. So what do you do when it crashes? You go to Google and you type in My Labs Math. And you click on this one right here. It says Pearson. And that's where you log in. Right here. Why do I show you all this back door? Because you're going to need to get into Pearson, My Labs Math, and Blackboard is going to be down. Does everybody understand what I just showed you? I showed you a back way, the back door into My Labs Math. Make sure you write that down. My Labs Math. All you got to do is Google My Labs Math and then sign in. You can't do this until you register. You got to register through Blackboard first. Go through there and click on that button, My Labs Math. Click on it, get registered. Once you're in it, you can go through the back door right here. Okay? Question. Does that help you out, Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes.
I'm not picking on you, Ms. Gonzalez. It's just I don't get a lot of people that communicate. You know, about 30 students, about 10 communicate. The rest of them, they end up in the janitorial office. The department makes an office out of the janitorial closet, and that's where they go. In the future, if you ever have anybody that, you know, works in the janitorial closet, that's because they don't talk, they don't communicate. So you need to learn to communicate. Anybody have a question? Let's go over the handouts. So go to your handy dandy email, the email that you didn't get, right? And click on 140. And here's one that I sent out this morning. I sent this out. I can't remember who I sent that out to. Well, I don't have a name on it, but anyway, there's the handouts right there. Now, I'm not going to go over a lot of them because it is summer and we need to go, and y'all are adults and you can read. So I'm not going to go over every single thing, but I am going to hit on the highlights. Hello, students. I'm not going to go into this. Why is this? Just open the damn thing. Why is it going to ask you? Why do you have to answer 15 questions when you use your debit card? But you go to McDonald's and they just swipe it one time and you don't have to answer anything. It's a conspiracy. That's what it is. It's the Russians. All right. Oh, yeah. Another thing, if you don't have a sense of humor, please drop me. Please. Either get a sense of humor or develop one. Okay? Because snowflakes and buttercups, we don't need y'all in here. Go take the 4% retention class. Okay, take that class. All right, this is stuff I wanted you to just look at this. This is just stuff that I let y'all know. Says right here, I will do all the class initiating. Some of y'all decide to start a meeting without me. What's the deal there? Why y'all want to start a meeting without me? Y'all just want to start a meeting without me, and then invite 2 or 3, and then have 10 students in there, and then I start a meeting, and y'all sitting in there looking at each other. Says right there, I will do all the class initiations. It doesn't say students need to initiate meetings. Do I have somebody do that in every class? Yep, because they don't read simple directions. So, Mr. Pagella, you just, I just can't get used to not pronouncing the J, okay? I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Mr. Pagella, you need to quit going off on your own and teaching classes, okay?
Oh, that wasn't me.
I know it wasn't. I'm just picking on you. I don't know who it was. Actually, I think it was Miss Gonzalez. I think it was her. Oh, was that a smile, Miss Gonzalez? Was that a little bit of a smile? She's trying to turn her mic on. Y'all gonna have to, come on now, come on. Y'all gonna have to smile a little bit, talk a little bit, because I'm not gonna sit in here with a bunch of weaned on a pickle people. Okay?
I have a quick
question. Y'all gonna have to talk. And if you let Mr. Pagella talk, he'll talk ears off a dead goat. Okay, so somebody is gonna have to step up. Mr. Austin, you need to settle down. You're a little bit too talkative.
That's my bad.
I know.
Hey, so
it's rough. All right. Say again.
So do you only teach Calculus 1? Like,
yeah, because Tri-County Tech believes that if you need Calculus 2, you need to go to the Pendleton campus.
Oh.
That's disappointing.
It's bullshit.
It is. You should come here. Should come here.
But anyway, that's all I'm going to say. All right, let's go to the next one. Sorry about that, but that is about the most idiotic thing I've ever heard, that you have to go to a certain campus to take. No, it's to give somebody a job. That's what it is, because they suck and they don't have classes to make. But I ain't gonna say nothing. That's just me. All right. Anyway, there's a little bit about me. I have another. Now this one right here has 2 bonus questions on it. Hubert Shamley McClure. That has 2 bonus questions on it, and I'll tell you which ones they are, and 5 or 6 of y'all will still miss it. My cell number and my office email. Now, the reason that's a bonus question is because this was before Teams, and that was the best 2 ways to contact me, my cell number and my office email. I never did change. Now we got Teams, and you can interact with each other as well as interact with me on Teams. So now I need to rewrite that question and put Teams instead of email and whatever. But just a little bit about me. I'm old as dirt. I was in the Marine Corps. That's a bonus question right there. Would you believe I had 30 students in one class last semester, and 6 people missed that question? They must have overdid it on the Tide Pods. There's a little bit about me. Why do I do this? Because I'm conceited as hell? No. I do it because I believe that a comfortable learning environment is essential. How many of you have ever had a class and sat in the first day of class and you did not even know the teacher's first name when you walked out? Anybody?
Yeah.
That is called a cold, uncomfortable environment, and it's nowhere to learn. No way to learn. No way. So I used to do this when I first started. Of course, it wasn't, the resume wasn't as filled out back then, but I did hand something out to the students to let them know a little bit about me, because I thought that was important. I still do. Next, Hubert's courtesies. My number one rule in the classroom. I treat students the way what?
That you want to
I
be
treat
treated.
students
You
the
want
way
to
I
be
want to be
treated.
treated. Yep. And I guarantee you there is not one evaluation, and the reason I say I guarantee it is because I treat students with respect and kindness, unless they don't treat me with respect and kindness. Do you know how many people I've thrown out of my classroom in 7 years?
One.
Anybody want to take a guess?
No more than 2.
3.
3. And they were all males that had I don't know, they had issues. Okay? They were all males that, knew everything, probably had smokestacks on their pickup truck, that type of thing. So, in 26, 27 years, 3 people, I think that's a pretty good record. So, the only thing I ask in here, and I see this right here, this is for a conventional class, cell phones and texting. Are y'all in a conventional class? Okay, thank you, Ms. Poteet. I appreciate the head shaking. Thank you. The rest of y'all just sitting there like Patrick Starr. This is not a conventional class. So therefore, the cell phones and the texting does not apply. But I do ask that you be considerate. Okay? I had one chick, she had an abusive boyfriend or husband, and it was awful. I had one chick decide she just needed to bust out the bourbon every night during class. Okay? This is a little bit of a freer environment, and I don't mind your dog or cat, coming into the picture, or mom and dad, that's okay. But the abusive boyfriends and the alcoholism, you can kind of keep that, red Solo cup, use the red Solo cup. Everybody with me? Be courteous. That's all I'm asking. Don't walk up and leave and never come back, because I'm going to throw you out of the class. That's why the video is so important. I've made video mandatory. You have a week to get the video started on your, okay? Actually, you've had longer than a week, because you've had access to the help desk since, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you should all have video on your computers. Okay? All right. Anybody have a question about attendance policy? I take it, but I don't care. I just don't like know-it-alls. In the last 10 years, the high schools went from deadheads to rocket scientists. In other words, we got people graduating high school that know how to build the space shuttle. It's amazing. But they go into Pendleton University. Okay? Excuse me, you don't know everything. Have you ever met anybody that knew everything?
A few times.
I have too. It's not pleasant. So if you know everything, I would just mute your microphone and just work on your cure for cancer, please. All right? I'd appreciate it. Just keep your mouth shut. All right, so let's move on. Next handout. The next handout we got, well, where's the 140? I done switched. Dadgummit. 140. There we go. I've already showed you the outline. I ain't got to show you that one again. My lab's handout, other handouts. Here's the YouTube teams right there. And there's that one. And it says basically, there's how you get to videos right there. Okay, who's got questions for me on any of the handouts? On anything that I do in this classroom? We're not talking about homework and tests. That's second day. I'm going to go ahead and touch on a little bit of that. Any questions so far? Y'all settle down, please. Don't be too loud. Do y'all do this in all your classes? Weaned on a pickle. Do y'all do this in all y'all's classes?
What does weaned on a pickle mean?
What does weaned on a lemon mean?
I don't know.
Well, what's a lemon?
A lemon?
Okay, what do you do when you eat it?
Pucker up.
You pucker your face.
It's sour.
Look all sour, right?
Oh, so you're basically saying don't sit there with a steak face.
There you go.
Oh,
I
thank
tell
you.
you what, we cooking with peanut OIL now. We on the ball. Some of y'all act like if y'all smile, y'all's face will break. Will y'all please lighten up a little bit? Miss Hightower, I think you're going to be all right.
I hope so.
You communicate, so I think you're going to be okay. Somebody that's weaned on a pickle looks like this. And that's the way they look 365 days of the year.
Oh,
It's y'all's parents' fault.
My
They don't
people
teach y'all
always just
about
say,
weaned
"Why
on
you
a
sit
pickle."
there like you smelled something?" That's
I'm sorry, what?
My parents always told me, "Why are you sitting there like you smelled something?"
That's the same. Okay, your parents are good to go. That's the same thing. Some people say it's a resting bitch face. You know, you could say that too.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the most
But I
common.
can tell you this:
expression.
most I can tell you this from experience. Most women that want to be known for bitches usually are not. Usually they're the sweetest people in the world. Kind of like the tough guy that wants to be tough guy, but he's really a teddy bear. Same thing with girls that try to act like that. They usually have issues. So anyway. All right, let's move on. Nobody has any questions. All right, I'm going to move on. Nobody has any questions. I'm covering this material so well that nobody has any questions. It's amazing. It's amazing. So here is y'all's course, the Math 140. There it is. Click on assignments. I swear. Every time.
Today just isn't your day.
No, it's not. I mean, it logs me out. No, see, it didn't do it that time. Damn Russians. And I'm going to hit review. And I'm going to show y'all the same thing that's on day. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'm going to show you what's on day 2. Here's the button, question help. These are resources to help you get through the question. I'm going to go to animation so you can see it. Let's say you don't have any idea how to do the problem. You're at home, you're working on problems after class, and you don't know how to do it. You can hit help me solve this, view an example, video. It'll play a video to show you how to do the problem. And it should show you.
We look at what the graph of a function is.
There you go.
And the technical definition of the graph of a function
Boom.
is the set of all points of the form x, y in the xy plane such that y is equal to.
Okay. Let's say you want to do an animation. And this is just a computer animation. And it shows you how to do it, except it doesn't do a video.
In this activity,
It does a
we're going to
computer
find the
animation.
slope m and y-intercept
Animation.
b of the equation x plus 2y equals 4.
Okay? Let's say you want to do help me solve
We
this.
need to rewrite the equation in
come on.
slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. First, we will subtract x from both
Where
sides.
did it go?
Then we will divide both sides by 2 to solve for y. The equation is now in slope-intercept form.
Well, I don't know where, whatever. You hit textbook, it'll show you in the textbook. You hit help me solve this. But what if you don't, if you do all those things and you have no idea how to do the problem? Then you hit send ask my instructor. And you say, this sucks. There you go. And you send it. Well, the next day in class, I go to the handy dandy email, my email, if the computer will let me pull it up. And in 140, there should be, well, it'll come eventually. There should be a 140 homework assignment, or it'll come eventually, but right now everything is kind of slowed down. It'll show up in my folders right here, and I'll go over that in class. You know what students do? Instead of hitting ask my instructor, they send me an email that says, I have a homework question I'd like for you to go over in class. Where's the question? Oh, I'll give it to you in class. No, that's not the way it works. Okay? You send me the question so I can pull it up in class. Now, a lot of you say, why do you do that, Hubert? Because the second semester I was working here at Tri-County, somebody wrote down a test question, or a homework question. And they asked me to do it, and they had the answer. I did that question for 2 hours. It was a 2-hour class. I did that question for 2 hours, and I could not get their answer. Does anybody want to know why I couldn't get their answer? Anybody want to take a wild stab and tell me why I couldn't get the answer they got?
I'm going to assume he wrote it down wrong.
She wrote the problem down wrong. So I couldn't get the answer that they had in the back of the book because she wrote the problem down wrong, and I couldn't get the answer. So I learned a lesson. Never to take somebody's homework problem that they've written down. So that's why I'm very adamant upon you sending me the homework question. And then some of you, instead of hitting one button, you will try to take a picture of it and send it to me. And I'll delete it as soon as you send it to me. Why do I delete it? Because you're not following essay directions. Do y'all know what essay stands for? Simple attitude questions. Simple attitude directions. All you got to do is hit one button and send me the homework question. Why can't y'all do that? Because it's a conspiracy, that's why. And I don't know why it hadn't come in, but it will come in eventually. Usually the first day of class is kind of slow. There it is. And I go to it right here. And there's my message, this sucks. And I click on it. And it takes me to that problem. This takes the place of you raising your hand and asking me a question in class, which y'all wouldn't do anyway, because y'all don't what?
Communicate.
Y'all don't communicate. So this is the way that y'all can get around not communicating. All right, the test. Let me show you the test. He's going to show us the test? Yeah, I'm going to show you the test. It's going to be exactly the way that y'all's exact test. Y'all must think I'm an idiot. I'll show you a test. Okay? So here's the 140. And go to assignment. And here is the test. Hubert's Algebra Trig Review. And you'll see the test questions are written straight from the homework. There's a bonus question. We go over this the second day of class. I go over this. And I also go over this as a review for the test. I give you 3 attempts for a test. So let's go ahead and write this down. We're going to write this down today because I don't want you asking me right before the test. For each unit test, I'm going to write this down. For each unit test, you will have bonus questions. Bonus questions that come from me. Here's one of them. Like that right there. Which you just about have to be inept to miss these questions. Do I have people miss them? We'll go over them in just a second. You have bonus questions. Usually I give you up to 10 on each test. You can take 3 attempts. And I take the what?
The highest.
I take the highest grade. You have 90 minutes. Why do I give you 90 minutes? To take care of the excuse I didn't have enough time. Because I only make the test for 50 minutes. So everybody has an extra what?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Because I'm only supposed to give you 50. And I usually give you 4 days during the summer. That's to take care of some of y'all that have 5-day flat tires. I'm sorry. 4 dead grandmothers and 5 flat tires that y'all have on test day. This right here, if I give you a 10-question test, if I give you 33 questions on a test, they're 3 points apiece. 3 times 10 is what?
30.
So even a person that has no math skills whatsoever, you can make a 30 on my test. But final exam. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Final exam has no bonus questions. Usually 25 or 33 questions. It uses the old unit test. You can review your unit test that you've taken through your grade book in My Lab's Math. And I go through that on the second day. Or in your class, the second part of the 1-day video. You have 2 attempts. And you can take it, you have 2 attempts, and you have 2 hours to take a, I'd say, 45-minute to an hour test.
How much is the final exam worth out of our final grade?
That's in your syllabus, but I go from the syllabus. I deviate from the syllabus. Thank you for bringing that up, Ms. Gonzalez, because I forgot to tell y'all. 20% is homework. 80% is all the tests, which includes the exam. I don't do quizzes on here unless I don't know if they give you quizzes in the assignments or not. The only thing that I ask that you don't do, because I can deviate from the syllabus, do not be a lone wolf. Do not go off by yourself. Ignore me, ignore the videos, do not attend class, and get mad when I throw in an extra test. I've been known to do that before. Okay? So don't do that. All right? Any questions about the test or unit test or the homework or anything like that?
For the homework on my labs, there's no due dates. Are they just
I haven't done that yet. I'm going to be doing that this week.
Okay.
I'm going to be done. I just opened them up where everybody could start working. Let's talk about that. Thank you, Miss Lane, for bringing that up. Okay, I'm talking to the Hammies. Y'all know Hammy the squirrel? The cartoon character that's bouncing off the wall? Well, some of y'all know that student. It's usually the one that procrastinates and wants to know the dates for everything. When's this due? When's this due? When's this due? Well, if the test is due on this day, when's the homework due? Only thing you need to do is whatever I cover in class, you need to cover in homework. You don't need to worry about dates. If you do what I tell you to do, you will be through with the homework when I get through presenting the material. The only people that worries about dates are the people that waits till the last minute. That does not mean anything. I give that speech in every class, okay? You just brought that up, and I just, you know, I will put dates on the test. The homework will cut off for that unit before the test starts. Okay? But I haven't even assigned any dates yet. But you're talking about probably every 2.5 weeks, you're probably talking about having a test. Does that help answer your question, Ms. Lane?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. All right. So let's look at some things that you need to be reviewing over. Here's the homework. Let's go to the homework. And there's the homework right there. There's the review sections. Now, y'all should be knocking these out and sending me questions tonight on these 2 sections right here. So let's look at some. Now, I'm going to give y'all the cardinal rule of calculus. Here's the cardinal rule of calculus. You will suck at calculus if you suck at blank. Anybody know what that second word is?
Algebra.
Algebra.
How'd you know that?
I read the syllabus
Huh?
because I read over everything you always said.
Oh my gosh, you actually listened? Who is that?
Sharon.
Oh gosh, I feel faint. Somebody actually listened. Okay, this is very true. If you suck at algebra, you're going to suck at calculus. 90% of calculus is algebra. 90% of calculus is algebra. Most students that, you feel attacked, Mr. Hightower, I'm sorry. You sound like my daughter. She uses that all the time. 90% of students a lot of students, they can't figure out why they can't pass calculus, The calculus is not what's holding them back. The calculus is real simple, but they can't solve an equation. And you can't pass calculus when you can't solve an equation. Or you can't pass calculus if you can't rationalize the denominator. So remember this when you're doing the review. If you go through the review and you suck at the review, you better start sending me some questions and let's address those problems ASAP. Okay? Now, let's look at those review questions. Excuse me. I'm going to look at one that's important. If I see something that's goofy. That's goofy. That's the vertical line test. Determine the domain and range. Okay, here's something that you should know right off the bat. the domain of this function is all real numbers. Y'all should know that. Why? How should you know that? Because everybody knows what an ice machine is, right? I'm going to kind of kill two birds with one stone here. Here's an ice machine. And you got your water coming in. You got your ice coming out. This is the function. This is just like 2x plus 4. What is this side called? Anybody know what this side is called? It's called input. What is input called in mathematics? X. Hubert. And the fancy way of saying X values is called what?
X-intercepts.
Domain.
Oh.
Yeah, you're wrong. You pretty much can leave if you want to. If X is called domain and input, what's ice?
Y.
The output.
Output. And somebody said Y. What's a fancy way of writing Y?
Range.
Range.
Range. Let me give you an example. Let's say I give you, I cut the water line right here, and I put a BA funnel. Now, of course, y'all are right out of high school, so y'all don't know what a funnel is, right? Funnel with a hose on it, y'all don't know what that is. So you fill that funnel with 5 gallons of cherry Kool-Aid. Unless you're Mr. Pagella, and he probably uses lemon Kool-Aid or lime Kool-Aid. He's one of those people.
So
we're going to use cherry. What?
Corona. I use Corona.
Oh, there you go. That's alcohol. It doesn't freeze. All right. And over here, somebody tell me what you're going to get from that 5 gallons of cherry Kool-Aid. That means I want y'all to say something.
You get 14 buckets of ice.
Ice machine. You put 5 gallons of cherry Kool-Aid in an ice machine, Mr. Pagella. What are you going to get?
I was looking at your function.
You're going to get a slushy.
You're going to get 5 gallons of cherry what?
Mr. McClure, may I be excused?
Ice. Oh no, you got. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm kidding. Yeah, you need to go. You need to go. Who said that?
Me.
I don't see who me is. You got to say something.
William Perry.
Okay, did I count you here today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make sure you do the homework and send me questions, okay?
Okay, all right.
All right. Okay. And watch the rest of the recording today too.
Okay.
All right. So why didn't I get 6 gallons over here?
You didn't put in 6 gallons.
Say again?
You didn't put 6 gallons in.
So tell me what's the relationship between X and Y?
So equal.
X determines what?
Y. They're
So that
positively
means
correlated.
that X is what?
Is
Independent. And Y is what?
Dependent.
Now, all of this, y'all should know. This is stuff that y'all should know. Yes? No? Maybe?
Yes.
I guarantee you nobody's ever shown you an ice machine. Okay? But y'all should know this. So you take this same analogy and you put it with y is equal to 2x plus 4. And I've got -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. This is my domain. My domain set builder notation is x is between -2 and +2, or set interval notation -2 to +2. We don't know our range here because we haven't done it. So what's -2 times +2? -4 plus 4 is 0. -1, that'd be -2 plus 4 is 2. 0 is 4. 1 is 6. And 2 is 8. So our range is 0. I'm sorry, x is between, I'm sorry, y. Y is between 0 and 8, or 0, 8. And all of this should be, okay? So I need to know there's 3 people in here. There's a person that's 0 going, what the heck is he doing? And then there's a 5, I'm a little bit rusty. And then there's a 10 who's sitting at home creating a cure for cancer. Okay, so let's just ignore the 9s and 10s. How are we feeling as far as 0 to 8? How are we feeling?
I'll know most of it, but never hurts to go over.
Doesn't hurt to go over, okay? What else? I mean, everybody got a question here? Okay, that leads us to this question that we've just been given. This question that we just been given says f of x, or y, is equal to 4x to the 4th minus 15. Well, this is not a radical or it's not a rational. So therefore, the domain is equal to all real numbers. If your function is not a radical or rational, then it's going to be all real numbers. Because you can plug anything into this. You can plug anything into it. And you're going to get anything coming out. Okay? Now, it's going to have a vertex, and we can find that vertex when we punch it in a calculator. But your domain, your range, is going to be from your vertex y to infinity. As long as you know how to punch that in a calculator, you can find your vertex. Which leads us to, why is there a problem with rational and radicals? And that leads us to this, what I'm fixing to send y'all right now. And what I'm fixing to send y'all right now is this. It's called the family of graphs. So I'm going to send that to y'all right now. Y'all, somebody need one person after I send it to tell me you got it. So if one person got it, everybody got it. Let's see, where is that? Downloads, parent functions, and send. Okay, somebody tell me if you got, okay, you got it? Yeah. All right, that's just fun. I just put it on a word processor now. Now you have to do a little bit of work. You know, you have to hit about 2 or 3 buttons, but most of y'all should be able to do it. These are your functions that pretty much, except for these, there's a rational and there's a radical. Now, why does a radical and irrational have problems? Or log? Because
Does this class end at 1:15?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay. No, I don't think so because it meets. What time does it meet? Hold on. I'll look. Hold on.
Does anyone else in the class know?
They ain't gonna say nothing.
It's supposed to start at 12 and at 1:15.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, y'all will talk. Y'all will talk as long as you ask when the class ends. But I ask y'all a question, y'all just sit there weaned on a pickle. That's all right. Hold on a second. Yeah, you're right. 1:15. I'm sorry. That's why you got to communicate. All right, so we'll stop there. So what y'all need to do for homework? Y'all need to work on those 2 review sections and start sending me some homework questions, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all get out of here and have a wonderful day.
Wait, do we have homework today?
I just said work on those 2 review sections and start sending me questions.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now it was them damn Russians.
It's them Russians.
Oh,
Damn
have a good day.
All right, bye.
Whenever things don't go your way, always blame it on somebody else.
See you, dog.
See ya.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.